Welcome to Shallow Waters, where we're not afraid to admit that swimming in the same deep water as you is hard. So today I have a ton of things on my mind. I'm afraid I'm going to start talking and making no sense at all. So this may go right into the trash. It may get heavily edited. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. But I do know what I want to talk about. Last night was Tori, and I should clarify that's a Tori Amos concert. She played in Boston at the Orpheum Theater. And it was probably the hottest indoor event I've ever been to in my life. Both hot in the sense that it was amazing, but hot temperature wise as well. I have never sweated so much. And today I am still ridiculously thirsty. If I look a little dehydrated, that is part of it. And it was a wonderful concert. I had a blast. I loved being there. I loved seeing the people. We had some strange neighbors to our right. And I'll have many stories about that, I'm sure, my whole life. It was quite crazy. Great evening in so many ways. I was having a blast. And all yesterday, last night, having a great time. Just really in the moment, loving life. Today I'm looking back at the pictures, and I know this is silly, but I'm like, I'm not that big. And it's interesting because I swear I have body dysmorphia. Is that the word? I think I look different than I do. But I don't think I feel as big as I am. I am aware that I'm wearing an extra large size in most clothing. I mean, this tank top's just a large, but my shorts, not that you can see them, shorts are extra large. But I just think I have a different idea of how I look. Now, I'm not saying all this to say woe is me or to compare myself to the size of anyone else or to say that being big is bad and small is good or small is bad and big is good. It really doesn't matter to me. But what is interesting to me is my perception versus reality. So that's what's interesting to me about the situation. What's also interesting to me is that as soon as I thought that thought, my next thought was that I had to go on a diet. Not that I wanted to, that I had to. It was just like programmed in my mind. If you are bigger and you notice you are bigger, you have to go on a diet. It was like A plus B equals C. And I immediately felt like my heart was racing, interestingly enough. And I immediately felt hungrier than I had like a moment before because I felt like the food was about to go away, which was really interesting to me because I have not been feeling a lot of food insecurity, and I have been strangely much less interested in food than I have ever been in my life because I've not been trying to diet. I do not own rights to that music. But that music is gonna keep my kid happy. Hi, sweet pie. So my next thought was, he does not want that light on. So my next thought was that this is kind of silly because I haven't even decided I want to diet. And maybe I can just be okay with being big, or maybe I'll get smaller. Who knows? But why is that my automatic response is if I notice I'm bigger, it's compulsory that I have to go on a diet. I do feel like that was the message growing up. I also feel like that was the message in the fitness industry. And worst of all, that was the message I was giving other people. I have a little bit of guilt about that. Like, oh, I'm sorry, everybody, that I made feel like you have to be thin to be okay. It's not the case. It's okay to be whatever size you are. Yes, go after your goals. Yes, be healthy. Yes, do so many things. There's a lot of positive messages in there. Don't get me wrong. Be strong, be healthy, do great things. But should we spend our time worrying about what our size is? No. Should we spend our time worrying about how we look? Not really. And I know I'm saying that as I am like canceling out redness on my chest. Anywho, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that, and how anxious it's made me feel since I've realized that. Like the moment I started feeling that way, like my anxiety went way, 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 way up. Oh, I love the way this stuff smells. Okay. Well, I find I cannot use it in my T-zone. This is the Jones Road Wet the Foundation, and it's a great shade match, much better than actually the one that I have in the middle of my face. But it is just, oh, I just put a ton of it on my chin. Whoops. Guess I got a little slap happy there. Guess I can put it down my neck. I've got a ton of foundation eyelets. All right, so I thought that was interesting for one. And I thought it was really interesting that I felt like so bomb diggity do all night. Like I'm like, I look great. I picked up my dress. I was like, I am hot stuff. And then I saw the pictures and I was like, where do I get all this damn confidence from? And you know what? Instead of questioning it, why don't I just say it's good that I have that confidence? You know, like instead of saying, oh, I really shouldn't have had that confidence. That was, you know, confidence I didn't deserve. Damn it, I do deserve that confidence. And I'm glad I felt that way. But my first thought was, I didn't deserve to have that confidence. Uh-oh. The Indiana Jones, I think, is getting to the little friend that I have. I'm going to put some eye putty on. Cancel out some of this redness that is always on my eyelids. Teddy singing along with Indiana Jones. Are you singing along, Ted? Oh, I didn't get all the microdermabrasion scrub I used earlier today off. I think it all stuck in my eyebrows, which is really weird. All right, so I am seriously desirous of some major amounts of blush, because that blush is my jam, like all things blush related. So this is flushed, which I really like. I have now and I can show you for comparison's sake, the Dusty Rose, which was the original one I wanted to get. It was Dusty Rose, and this is Dusty Rose. And it's a very browny rose. And this is flushed, which is similar but much brighter. And to be honest with you, I'm glad I got this one because this one was out of stock. This just rules my world. I mean, it just is a great color for me. I really do like this. And the Dusty Rose almost looks like a bronzer to me. And I just love how glowy this is. I'm all about this. So that's flushed. This is Dusty Rose. And I'm going to use a little because it is so pretty. It really is. But it is not, I repeat, it is not a very blushy color on me. So I'm going to use it like a bronzer. And I know with this style of makeup, you're not supposed to use contour. Contour is kind of out, so to speak, but I'm me. And I don't follow the rules. So I'm going to put that right there. It's a little higher than I usually place it. I usually place it where the actual shadow is right there. That's my real shadow. It's just a little bit higher. But what happens is while I blend it out, it tends to go down to where the shadow is anyway. So I think it looks pretty good to do that. This has been something I've recently started doing, is just raising it up about 1 centimeter. And then I do find that it ends up in that spot where my shadow is. Anyway, this is the Becca eye brightener, which I just think is just the bomb diggity. It says Smashbox Becca, because Smashbox bought Becca, I think, for the right to the name. And they sell their formulas now. But this, I'm not much of a under eye person. I do have slight bags under my eyes. They were worse a few years ago, but a lot more sleep and less caffeine has helped more than anything else. So that they're not gone, but they're much, 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 much better. Get it? So for the under eye, I'm going to use the number 7, which again, people are saying is a dupe for this Charlotte Tilbury. I have no idea because I've never used the Charlotte Tilbury, but I can say out of all the powders I've used, this one is very invisible. It mattifies slightly, as you can see, because the shine's like disappearing very quickly as I do that. Oh, got that brush off the floor. But it does not add a lot of coverage, or it's very subtle, and it's very beautiful. And I've been on a big quest to find powders I like because I have very oily skin, and yet I like really dewy makeup, but I don't want the dewy makeup to not look dewy, but I don't want my face to look like an oil slick at the end of the day. So I've been playing with a lot of different powders lately, and one of these powders, I will get a different brush for this. Just the, yep. One of these powders is, somebody told me that the Catrice Cosmetic Prime and Fine Mattifying Waterproof Transparent Powder, it's a long name, is a good one for very oily skin. So I have been trying this out, and I have to say, I've only been trying it for a little while, so jury's still out. But my first impressions are that the rumors on the street about this might be true, that you can use it quite liberally around the T-zone like I'm doing with a smaller, denser brush, and that it'll stop oil. Because I noticed, as hot as it was at the concert last night, while my eye makeup melted, my nose did not look melted. So that's pretty impressive. So once I've put that on my T-zone, I'm now going to take my powder brush. This is a Sigma powder brush, and it's the Sigma X Taylor Win. I don't know if those are still for sale or not, but if they are fabulous brushes. And I'm sad that I accidentally got some purple eyeshadow on this one, because it just seems to be so pigmented, I can't seem to get it off. But this, I'm going to put all over my T-zone. Okay, so far I've not put any there. I just put it under my eyewear. I used the under eye powder. We're going to stop there because I have not done as much blush as I feel like doing. We have some more blush in our heart. And this is the Kajer Weiss. I think that's how you say it. The Danish blush. I have just been like, or I should say the Danish makeup company. I am loving this blush. It is just such a pretty color. But I don't want to overdo it because like I have that wonderful flushed color, and I don't want to I want them to both be here. But I just want a little more color right there. Just gonna tap, 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 tap. This one's called Inner Glow. It's a really interesting, like almost taupey color, but on me it looks almost orange, which is really strange because that's not what it looks like in the pan. And that's not what it looked like on the person I saw wearing it online. It made me want to get it. I think it mixes with your skin tone somehow and comes up with a color, because that's just very pretty. And I'm just going to tap out the edges with my finger. I just like how it looks when I do that. And then if I find there are any rough spots, I'll just go over those edges with my beauty blender. I'm looking for eyeshadows. I could get out one of my new eyeshadow palettes. We'll do Cookies and Dreams. I am just so like in love with the periwinkle one. I'm gonna use this periwinkle blue as I'm gonna call this my base color. It's not quite like, I am putting it in the crease, but I'm blending it beyond that. I'm blending it above and below my crease, but not quite all over my lid. This is very different for me, for sure. This is definitely outside my comfort zone. I'm going to put this beautiful icy blue that actually does sort of go with my shirt. Oh my goodness, but there's so much purple reflect. Oh. Uh-oh. That's just too pretty. I can't handle it. That is probably one of the prettiest colors I've ever seen. Whoa, ho, ho. How am I going to do this so that that looks really good with it? I'm going to go back in with the first blue and just really pack it on the outer corner. It's not neon. Okay, I think I need to do something to deepen that up. But that is bomb diggity, man. All right. All right, I think I'm gonna go with the brown. I'm gonna leave some of the blue on there because I think I want them to blend together nicely and harmonize. Good or bad? Interesting at the very least. Okay, now we're getting a little carried away, aren't we? I'm not sure if I love this or hate it. All right, so now I'm going to take more of the brown and run it over. More of the brown. And bring it over. And I love that periwinkle. And I think what I'm going to do is just take the periwinkle again and tap some of it over the brown. So it doesn't have a distinctive end spot. And then I think I want to get the big fluffy, the big fluffy that still has blue on it. And then I'm just going to use that to soften the edges. So hopefully it'll add just a little bit of blue and soften the edges of what I just did. That's really interesting. In the meantime, I think I'm going to do something I never do. Well, not never, but rarely. I'm going to use a light color under my eye as an eyeliner. I've been just wicked into shadow liners lately. Oh, ho, ho. This is like my 80s dreams come true. I'm not even worrying about dieting anymore because I'm like in my little makeup zone. I am listening to Teddy though, and keeping dibs on where he is in the house. Right now I can hear that I'm pretty sure he's on the purple couch in the living room talking to himself. So it seems safe to continue. I'm gonna put that blue. Isn't that just the prettiest shade of blue? Okay. This is how I'm cleaning my brushes. Shh, don't tell people I did that. On the black eyeliner moment with this blue. But I'm going to do it really, really close to the lash line. I'm sorry, I'm having such a good time over here. Why am I just so happy about this? This is like, I never wear this much eyeshadow, but that's just so much fun. Well, Teddy, are you all out of popcorn? You are? I love you. Should we go get popcorn? I'll be right back. We gotta get some popcorn. Hi, sweetie. How's the popcorn? I'm going to just do the pencil where I need it, like really, really conservatively. All right, no more. Which is a very nude color. I don't have any lipstick on my top lip, so you can see it's very nude. This is the first time I've taken my hair out of its buff all day. Oh, and it is just curly glorious today. Oh, I love when it's like this. Reminds me of the hair I had when I was younger, which I don't always see anymore because it's much, much thinner now. And I used to have so much more hair before I had kids. So postpartum hair loss, it's real. Now I feel like I need to put a different shirt on. Oh, there goes the popcorn container. Somebody came in my filming studio, AKA my bathroom, and dumped all my brushes behind the sink. My nice little brush bag. I think it's time to go give Teddy's attention. I've been playing alone in the bathroom long's enough. I finally have makeup on. I will put some hairspray in though. Just goodness knows how much I want. All right, he's going outside and I'm going with him. Bye. So to circle back around, do you think it's a problem if somebody feels like they look better than they actually do? Do you think it is a problem for people to be overconfident when it comes to their physical presentation? And do you feel like there is a social responsibility to maintain a quote-unquote healthy weight or a socially acceptable weight? I know some people say yes because of health risks and what it does to insurance costs and blah, blah, blah. And then other people say that's not the case, that if people take good care of themselves, regardless of their size, that you're going to have better health outcomes than having people dieting unhealthfully. So I'm just curious what the consensus is out there. I'm still forming my opinions, but forming them as I go along. This has been Shallow Waters, and thank you for joining us, or me, well, thank you for being here.